a sworn testimony. Regarding his witnesses, he informed the court that he needed to get their particulars in his 3 phones, 2 smartphones and 1 button phone, which he clearly described. The same, which were already admitted as prosecution exhibits, were availed to him, and he was given time to scroll through them, upon which he wrote 4 names and telephone contacts on a piece of paper for court to summon them. I am glad to note that the defense has informed the court that 2 out of the 4 witnesses whose particulars were availed to court were duly summoned and are present in court. The current witness, DW2, who stated that is the accused's brother, being one of them. After the accused informed the court that he would give a sworn testimony, I again gave him an hour to prepare himself. And when court resumed, he still informed the court that he was still not yet prepared to give his defense. I then reminded him that if he gave a sworn testimony, he would be subjected to cross-examination by counsel for the state. And then he responded, in that case, I will give an unsworn statement. The matter was then adjourned today, the 24th day of April 2026, when he gave a detailed and sworn statement. The accused asked whether he could consult his notes while he gave his defense, and his request was granted. He then took out his notes and kept on making reference to them under different subjects. He also occasionally made reference to the evidence of the prosecution and going ahead to rebut it with his own evidence. He repeatedly stated that he did not deliberately kill the 4 children, but he was under the control of some people whom he said were in 3 categories. The accused further stated that between the months of January to March this year, he was in distress as a result of those people who were surveilling him, and he understood that they would prevail over him. I am satisfied that this is his defense, which the court will analyze in light of the other evidence on record at the time of giving judgment. Throughout the trial, it has been, of course, clearly said that the accused person suffers from chronic sickle cell anemia disease, which affects his body. It does not affect his mental abilities. In light of the above, therefore, in the course of this trial, I have had no reason to believe that the accused is suffering from any mental illness, which would make him incapable of making his defense, thus requiring me to inquire into his mental abilities. I have watched the accused throughout the trial, and I'm satisfied that he has been following the proceedings right from the beginning. I therefore decline to make an inquiry into the mental health of the accused person as requested by his lawyers. Counsel for the accused has also asked this court to call the doctors in Butabika. Unfortunately, he did not specify which doctor this court should call. He also stated that the doctor should tell us whether the accused has ever been to Butabika Mental Hospital. Unfortunately, he also did not specify which period. It is important to note that DW2 is the first person to mention that the accused person has ever been in Butabika. The accused person himself, while giving his defense, never mentioned at all that he had ever been in Butabika. The mental distress he talked about while giving his evidence was between the months of January to March 2026. Counsel for the accused made reference to PF24, which was marked as a prosecution exhibit, PEX7. That was the examination of the accused person on his physical and mental abilities done on the 7th of April. Those were five days after the alleged offense happened, by Dr. Nwamanya Emmanuel, who is a police surgeon but also a psychiatrist. He informed the court that he assessed the accused person, and these were his findings, and I'm quoting. He had normal behavior, calm, cooperative, speech was coherent, his memory intact, and exhibited good judgment. His thought process and content was normal, but believed in wealth by human sacrifice. He was able to explain the reason for killing the children as fortune hunting or enrichment. He got the idea on recalling childhood folk tales of getting wealth by sacrificing people. In that report, Dr. Nwamanya made a note as information from the accused, and I'm also quoting. He had history of past mental illness, treated between 2016 to 2025 for schizophrenia associated with both auditory and visual hallucinations. He killed his 2 to 3-year-old brother in 2016 or 2017, reportedly to save him from the troubles of this world. He also attempted suicide in 2023, and he was also a sickle cell patient on treatment. The findings above are suggestive of a mental condition with psychotic episodes. Further mental assessment is necessary since no medical documents were availed, and he was the only source of information. From the above information, Butabika is not mentioned anywhere. The defense has not given this court any information regarding the mental health of the accused person in light of the presumption of sanity under Section 10 of the Penal Code Act, Cap 128. Having said that, I reiterate that the only person that has mentioned that the accused person has ever been to Butabika before this court is DW2. I am unable to make an order requested for by the defense lawyers on behalf of the accused to call a doctor from Butabika before hearing the full testimony of DW2. In the meantime, DW2 shall continue his testimony, whereupon the court will make a decision as whether it is necessary to call somebody from Butabika or not, but it will only be restricted to as to whether the accused person has ever been to Butabika, but not to make an inquiry as to whether he's capable of standing his trial. And that is the order of the court. Can give the summary.
Twawumulidde Puliida Okello yataddeyo okusaba kwe ng'asaba nti kkooti ewa ekiragiro, kkooti etumye bayite omusawo okuva e Butabika ajje awa obujulizi oba Okello ategeera bulungi oba nedda, era n'omuwabi wa gavumenti n'addamu n'asaba n'agamba okusinziira okusaba we kujjidde akuwakanya n'okuba nti essaawa bye bakuleetedde ng'Okello amaze okuwa obujulizi okuweewozaako kwe era tewaliiwo na bukakafu buleeteddwa ludda lwawaabirwa, era omulamuzi akyekennenyeza n'ayetegereza n'obujulizi obwaleetebwa edda n'agamba nti okusinziira n'engeri gy'abadde ayogerezeganyaamu n'Okello okuva omusango we gwatandika nga 13 omwezi guno tannazuulawo nsonga yonna emwaliriza kubanga anoonyereza ku ntegeera y'Okello. Agamba nti obujulizi bw'ono omujulizi ow'okubiri oludda olwawaabirwa agende mu maaso n'obujulizi bwe olwaleero.
Sir, would you please resume your stand? Mr. Kumbuga, you know where we stopped?
Thank you, my Lord. Defense has successfully led the defense witness, and we close our evidence in respect of that witness. We pray prosecution goes ahead to cross-examine.
You're telling me that was all you needed from him?
No, my Lord, I've said in respect of this witness.
That is all you needed from this witness?
Yes, my Lord.
Okay. Do you have any cross-examination you want to make, counsel for the state?
Just a minute. So I'm going to ask you a few questions. Your brother, I just want you to confirm that your position is that your brother was in Butabika in the year 2020. Is that your position?
Yes, sir.
Tinkakasa nti muganda wange yali mu ddwaliro ly'e Butabika mu mwaka 2020.
But you don't know the reason why he was taken there, do you?
No, the reason was not given to me.
Era ensonga lwaki yatwalibwayo sigimanyi kuba ensonga teyampeebwa.
But it is in your knowledge that before finding himself there, he had killed a stepbrother called Freeman. Is that something in your knowledge?
I have had. It's not something that I would say is in my knowledge.
What have you heard?
I had heard that, as counsel had mentioned, that he had killed the person called Freeman.
Freeman is supposed to be your brother, a son of your biological dad. Do you still want this court to believe that is a fact not in your knowledge?
I had not met my little brother before.
So you are not aware whether he's alive or dead?
I am aware that he is dead.
Nawulira buulize nti nali nkiwuliddeko nti muganda wange ono yatta omuntu ayitibwa Freeman ng'era nkimanyi nti oyo Freeman yafa.
And from Butabika, as you say, your brother, the accused person, went straight to the United States. Do you know when he went to the US?
No, I do not.
Simanyi ddi muganda wange lwe yagenda mu America.
So other than today, when did you last see the accused person?
Physically, the last I saw him was
Which year?
Other than today?
Yes, yes.
Other than today, the last I saw him was in the evening of the night of April 2nd.
Was this after his arrest?
Yes, that was after his arrest.
ng'oggyeko leero linasemba okulaba muganda wange ono maaso ku maaso namulaba ng'amaze okukwatibwa kawungeezi kanga 2 omwezi ogwokuna.
Okay, other than the night of April 2nd when he was arrested, when had you last seen him?
It had been long, I cannot.
In terms of
recall.
years, can you estimate for this court in terms of years?
About 5-6 years.
ng'oggyeko olwo akawungeezi k'olwo nga 2 omwezi ogwokuna nali nasemba okulaba muganda wange mu myaka wakati w'5 n'omukaaga emabega.
And I'll be correct to observe that even though you are biological brothers, you are not close associates. You are not close friends. Will my observation be correct?
Yes, that would be correct.
Tiwadde tuli baluganda naye tetuli nnyo ba mukwano.
Well, finally I'm instructed that actually, okay, before I tell you my instructions, confirm to this court that when your stepbrother Freeman was killed, the accused person was never produced in any court of law for that murder. Do you know that fact?
No.
Was he produced in any court of law, to your knowledge, for that murder?
I do not know that, no.
Ekyo sikimanyiiko oba muganda wange oluvannyuma lw'okuttibwa kwa muto wange Freeman yatwalibwako mu mbuga z'amateeka zonna.
Our second last question with you, sir. You don't actually know under what arrangement your brother was taken to Butabika. Is that correct? You don't know who and under what arrangement he was taken to that place called Butabika.
That is correct.
Ekituufu simanyi ani oba ntendera ki mwe bayita okutwala muganda wange Butabika.
In fact, you as your brother, even when you attempted to go there, you never saw him physically to confirm that he was there. Is that correct?
Okay, the
I
question
did.
is that when you went, did you see him? Did you see your brother?
Yes, I saw him.
You found him there?
Yes.
Bwe nagendayo Butabika muganda wange namulaba era namusangayo.
Now, our instructions is that after your brother committed a heinous crime for the murder of Freeman, Butabika was used as a scapegoat, and he was taken there without following due process, and from Butabika he was whisked out of Uganda. and his presence in his production in Butabika was on purpose to escape the due process. What do you have to say about our instructions?
My Lord, I have something to say about the question.
Please go ahead.
My brother should be clear
I
about
think
the instructions.
Mr. Okello wants to say something. You first attend to him. Yeah, his hand has been up for quite some time. First hear what he's saying. You don't want him? Who do you want? You want to talk to me? You want to ask me? Please go ahead. Give him a microphone.
Yes, my lord. So, my lord, can I ask the witness any question, a question, or four, or maybe three?
You want to cross-examine your own witness? Mr. Kumbuga, you had an issue with Mr.
My Lord, my
Mwanyas's
humble
question.
request is that my land colleague should tell the witness the instructions, then he goes ahead to continue with that question.
I thought he did that. You want the specificity of the instructions.
Yes. then
Actually, I
he goes
think
ahead to
I
answer.
got the instructions from the question. He says he has instructions that he was taken to Butabika after killing Freeman to escape the due process. And from Butabika, they actually whisked him to the US. That is what I thought he said.
Yes, my Lord, but that's a statement, it's not
Okay,
instructions.
And then he was now going to ask a question. Those were the instructions, and he was going to ask a question.
So, my Lord, I pray that my land colleague gives the instructions he was given, then he goes ahead to answer the question.
Okay. I thought that's what you were doing. Mr. Mwaganya, you have heard? You have instructions. You can now put the question to the witness.
What do you have to say about my said instructions?
Do you have an answer to the question?
No, I do not have an answer to the question.
My Lord, that's all.
That is all. Any re-exam, Mr. Kumbuga?
No
I
re-exam,
think
my
the
Lord.
question that he wanted to ask him, he can give it to you, and then you re-examine the witness. You can go and talk to him. Yes, in exam.
My lord is insisting on asking him questions.
No, I will not allow him to cross-examine his own witness because he called him, and that is why you're there. But I have a few questions to ask you, sir. So you say he's your biological brother and you share both parents. Are your parents both still alive?
Yes, both our parents are still alive.
Bazadde baffe be bamu, maama ne taata era bakyali balamu.
Do they live in Uganda?
Yes, they do.
Era babeera mu ggwanga Uganda.
And you said that you last met your brother, the most recent encounter was after his arrest.
Yes, that is correct.
Era kituufu nasemba okusinkana muganda wange ng'amaze okukwatibwa.
But if I can clarify, I saw him. We did not meet.
Namulaba bulabi naye tetwasisinkana.
Where did you see him?
That was at Kabalagala police station.
Nalaba ku police station y'e Kabalagala.
Which date was that?
On the 2nd of April this year.
Lwali nga 2 omwezi ogwokuna omwaka guno.
At what time?
I don't remember the exact time, but it was between 8:30 p.m. and 10 p.m.
Sijjukira ssaawa zennyini naye zaali wakati wa 2:00 ez'ekiro ne ssaawa 4 ez'ekiro.
Okay. And how did you end up in Kabalagala?
I had work in Ginger.
Okay, how did you go? Who told you to go to Kabalagala?
I received information that he seemed to be the person they were talking about with this occurrence. And then I went to the police station to confirm.
Tinafuna amawulire alabika ye muntu eyali akoze bino byali bituuseewo era naye ngenda ku poliisi y'e Kabalagala okukakasa.
Who gave you the information?
I found out from my wife.
Amawulire gano nagamanyira ku mukyala wange.
And when you reached Kabalagala, you said you didn't meet him, you just saw him, and did you talk?
No, we did not talk.
Natuuka ku poliisi y'e Kabalagala saayogera naye.
Okay. And about this visit in Butabika that you talked about, are you able to remember the date?
The exact date, no. I just remember, the reason I remember is shortly after the visit, then we had the lockdowns.
Sijjukira nnaku za mwezi zennyini naye kyenzijjukira nti oluvannyuma lwanza okugendayo e Butabika ne wajjawo omuggalo.
Okay. So who told you that he was in Butabika?
We were supposed to have had a family meeting, a get-together in December 2019, And during that planning process, I was trying to check with my mother because I couldn't reach him, and that's when I heard that from a friend that maybe, brother, from another brother.
Twali tulina okuba n'olukuŋŋaana nga famire naye mu nteekateeka twalina okuba n'olukuŋŋaana olwo mu Desemba ya 2019 naye okubuuza maama wange.
So that other brother told you what?
When trying to reach him, because during that time he should have also been in touch, and then that's the one who told me that he could be somewhere in Kampala, maybe at the hospital.
Muganda wange omulala bwe twabuuzaganya ye yategeeza nti alina okuba nga ali Kampala ono Okello era nga tebeezebwa okuba nga ali mu ddwaliro.
So when you reached there, who did you talk to?
I had initially tried to meet the admin who was present at the time, and then I was directed to, I think, an in-charge. So she's the one who informed me that that case was sensitive, and I would not be able to meet him.
What did the in-charge tell you?
That the case under which he was brought in was sensitive, and I would not be in position to meet him.
What was sensitive?
Sorry?
The case was sensitive.
Yes, please.
Ntandikwa nagezaako okwogerezeganya n'abaddukanya eddwaliro eryo ne babaako eyali akulira mu kitundu ekyo essaawa eyo.
Did you meet him? Because when he was asking you whether you met him, you said you met him. Did you meet him during that visit?
No, I did not meet him, but while walking in the compound, I was able to see him in one of the wards.
Walking in the compound, and then you saw in the ward? It's not clear, sir.
The administration block, in order to access the administration block, you literally have to go through the compound, and the wards are on the left and on the right. So I believe it was just chance that I actually got to see him.
Did you talk to him?
No, I did not.
So would you be in a position to tell me with certainty why he was taken to Butabika?
At present, with the information I now know, or at the time?
What did it can be two-way, at the time and now, but we can begin with then.
At the time, I thought maybe he had broken down. I could not ascertain why he was there. And now, largely through hearsay, I have heard maybe the reasons why he was there.
Through hearsay from who? Tell us whether that source we shall determine whether it is credible or not.
Largely through social media and what is being posted online.
No, we don't take social media as evidence. It is not evidence. Okay, so did you ever get to know when he left Butabika?
No, I did not get to know exactly when he left.
And since then, have you met him again apart from the encounter at Kabalagala police station?
No, we have not met since. We have, however, been chatting on phone.
Did you try to ask your parents why he was in Butabika?
No, I did not.
And did they ever tell you why he was in Butabika? You may not have asked them, but for them, did they tell you?
To get context, my mother at present is not one you can have a coordinated discussion with at the moment. So it was not viable. And with my dad, we've had an estranged relationship. So it was not exactly possible to have that kind of conversation.
How many are you? Children, how many are you? Born by your mother and father?
By my biological mother, we are 4 boys.
4 boys. Okay. Let me hear from you, Mr. Jonathan, whether there is anything that arises from my questions.
My Lord, not at all.
How about you, Mr. Kumbuga?
No, my lord.